Bonjour, bonjour. I'm Angèle Preto. I'm a one-on-one French coach, and today I wanted to tell you about the 80-20 principle, or at least that's what I wanted to do today before today officially became the make a fool out of yourself live on Facebook day, as both my microphone, my phone, and my wife's phone would fail to function properly, one after each other, resulting in probably 5 or 6 stupid videos of me doing stupid stuff in all directions with all kinds of pretty fucked up sound live on my Facebook page, which I have decided that I would keep because it's kind of funny. And I'm very happy to show that life isn't perfect and the polyglots are not perfect, and we all experience some problems, and it's fine, it's okay, and it's normal. And I also promise to you, if you're not familiar with my Facebook page, I promise to you that not everything I post there is a failed technical text test. There are actual good videos, or at least I hope you find them good. Every day there are a new word with 4 example sentences, a new French word with 4 example sentences, which you can learn every day on the Facebook page. And once in a while, I try to do them every week, but sometimes I fail because I'm not perfect. There is a video like this where I talk face camera about a language learning principle or a French learning principle or something about the French language. So if you don't know it yet, I encourage you to check it out. And not only you can see me making a fool out of myself 5 times in a row, but you can also learn actual valuable content about French and French learning. So that said, off to today's topic, which is the 80-20 principle. It's also known as the Pareto principle because it is named after the Italian economist Pareto, who found it out. Pareto, that must be his name, but I don't speak Italian, so sorry about that. So anyway, this guy, Pareto, he was an economist, but he actually discovered this principle in his garden, as he figured out that 20% of his pea pods would bring 80% of his pea harvest. And he thought it was interesting, and he just set up to check if there was such a principle also happening elsewhere. But if it was not just a pea pod thing, but a thing for everything or anything really. And he figured out that it happens pretty much everywhere you can look. For example, a very known one is if you're in business, 80% of your revenue comes from 20% of your customers. And also 80% of your problems come from 20% of your customers. And you can find it pretty much everywhere you look if you look carefully enough. Sometimes it's more like 90-10 or even 95-5. But it's never a smaller split than 80-20. And this principle, you can also use it to learn a language successfully. For example, French. The first person who has applied this principle to language learning is a guy called Timothy Ferriss, or generally known as Tim Ferriss. And if you've never heard of him, he is mostly famous for writing a book called The 4-Hour Workweek, where he basically makes the case that 80% of what you do in a regular work week does not bring any substantial benefit, and that you can just cut those 80% off and focus on the remaining 20%, and this way you can focus your work so much that you just actually don't need to work so long to have great results. That was like the point of his book. And he did that for work, he did that for sport, he did that for cooking, and he also did that for language learning. And with this principle, he managed to learn Japanese to fluency in 6 months, which is really, really cool because Japanese is a super difficult language. So let me look at my notes because I forgot what I wanted to say. Yes, I wanted to share with you how I apply this principle to language learning with my students, to French learning with my students. You know that I have like a coaching program. It's an intensive one-on-one coaching program, which is called the Fast Road to Fluency. And it's 2 months, 16 sessions. It's 2 sessions a week. So it's 16 sessions, 2 sessions a week for 8 weeks. And all we do during those 16 sessions is figure out what are those 20%, which you can learn now to have 80% of the result, and then do it on and rinse and repeat. And once you have the 20% covered, you have basically you're like 80% fluent. And sorry, I have a notification on my phone, it's really annoying. Excuse me for that. So yeah, and I wanted to show you the tool that I use for that. It's called the Fluency Worksheet, and it's in worksheet. Sorry, my bad French. And my French accent. It's in 2 pages. So it's page 1 where you have all the explanations, and page 2 is just a grid which you can use to track your progress and track what you're learning. So we use this worksheet, and the first thing that we do on it is first defining fluency. So what it means to be fluent. Because believe it or not, you can study French for your whole life, and never become fluent. Because it's perfectly possible that you spend all your time doing those 80% things that bring next to no result. And it's sad. And I see too many people doing that, and I'm fed up. What I want is really for everybody to realize that what matters is what matters. Meaning you need to figure out what you have to learn to get to where you want to be. And not just learn some French, any French, because everything is good to take. Because this is just the way to failure. It makes me really sad because I see lots and lots of students trying super hard for years. I met someone who said, I've been learning French for 25 years, I'm still not fluent. Hey, something is wrong. You can't be studying for 25 years and think that this is normal. It's sad. Like if Timothy Ferris, I know Tim Ferriss is like a great man and he's like just like so much better than the rest of us. Okay, great. But if he can learn Japanese in 6 months, that means that you can certainly learn French in less than 25 years, for sure. And I'm not saying that to make anybody feel bad about their French study. It's just that nobody told you. So I'm here today to tell you that the thing that you need to do in order to progress really fast is to focus your study on those elements that matter. And if you do that and you really learn really well those elements that matter, you'll be able to speak French fluently, really, really fast, because of course you won't know everything of the French language, but guess what? I don't know everything of the French language either. Often enough, I open a dictionary to just figure out how to spell something or how whichever like verb, which is rare, is conjugated and whatever, and it's fine. And I'm pretty sure you do the same with your native language, with English if it's your native language or any other language. And it's how we do with language. There's no such thing as like the perfection that you might reach someday if you study really hard. All you need to do is just know what you need to know, and that's it. So in order to do that, we use this tool. And I will give you a link in the description above on Facebook, below on YouTube. So you can download this worksheet and start using it for you. And how it starts is first you need to define fluency. You need to define what it means for you, because your fluency is not the same as the next guy's or the next person's fluency. For example, some people will only want to travel and be able to get by. Other people will want to like attend nuclear physics conferences because it's their job and it's what they need to do. So you really need to define it really well for yourself. And then what I do with my students, and that you can do also for yourself, it's a bit more difficult if you're on your own, of course. What I do with my students is that we make a list of all the things that they need to know in order to be able to do what they're defined here. Okay? So this is the first use of the 80-20 principle based off my method. First, you define those 20% that you need, and you describe them as best as you can. Sorry, I'm tired. As good as you can here. So if you want to travel, a thing that you want to be able to do is order a coffee or order a drink. So you write order a drink. You might want to like book a hotel room, or like go to the hotel desk and say whichever problem you have with your room. Okay, you describe it as much as you possibly can, as well as you possibly can. And then here on these columns, you say how well you can do all those things. So first column is not at all, I have no idea how to do that in French. 2 is I can try, I suck at it, but at least I can get started. 3 is I can do it, but it's not quite uncomfortable. I can do it, but it's quite uncomfortable. And 4, I can do it easily, no problem at all. And so this column here represents fluency. And once you've reached this column in everything that you've described here, that's when you're fluent. Okay, so this is how we do it in my coaching program, The Fast Road to Fluency. So once you have this list, you have successfully used the Pareto principle once, the 80-20 principle once. You have defined the 20% that matters and just ditched the 80% that nobody cares about. And that might include conjugation, grammar, tons of vocabulary which you've been trying to learn but just does not stick. Because you know why it does not stick? Because you just don't need it. And your brain is not lazy, it's practical. You don't need it, you don't get it. Simple as that. Your brain just takes what it really needs. So ditch those 80%, you're going to do yourself a great favor. And once we've done that, what we do next is we use this principle again. So this here becomes, these 20% become 100%. And what we do is that we identify first what is likely to bring you the most impact. So we make another 20%, if that makes sense. For example, it's obvious that ordering coffee requires less knowledge than going to the hotel desk and speaking about whichever problem you might be having with the room, just because there are lots of items in the rooms and maybe you don't know their names and it's just a lot more vocabulary, and also you probably need to like more politeness and more to deal with problems and so on. This is just more advanced French. So if you don't know how to order coffee, I will not teach you first how to deal with problems in the room, because this is more difficult. So it's easier to order coffee. It's also much more likely that you will need to order a coffee than you will need to discuss a problem in the room. So we first identify the thing which you need, which is easier and brings the most impact. And these things we do it first, and then we little by little move towards the more difficult things. And what's great about this approach is that while you're learning things for ordering a coffee, you will probably also learn things that you can use to discuss the problems in the room, such as words like please. You might need words like please or thank you in both cases. And it's just easier to learn it when it's not together with lots of words. Your brain is really economical and it really wants to always do the easiest. So help it. How you can help it is you can grab this document. I have the link above on Facebook, below on YouTube. And you can just grab this document and start using it to progress faster in your French study, which is the thing that we all want. And as I said, it's what I do with my students in my new coaching program. So if you would like to have me help you do it, if you would like to do it with me, please check out my coaching offer. The link is also above, below, etc. I just wanted to let you know that I have only 3 spots available every month, just because it's an intensive coaching program. It's 2 sessions a week with me personally, one-on-one, in which you can make a fool of yourself all you want, because you know I don't judge. I make a fool of myself all the time and it's fine. So it's just one-on-one with me, 16 sessions in total. For this reason, I can only have 3 students every month. So please check it out really fast. And I also wanted to let you know that this is an upgraded version of the program. So previously I was not using this document. I was doing the same thing, but without the document, it was just not as efficient. Now it's much more efficient. And as a result, the price of this coaching program will increase because it's just better, faster, more efficient. And it will increase in January 2018. Oh, it's 2018 already. I can't believe that. Can you believe it? Anyway, January 2018, I will increase the price to fit the new quality of the program. But if you apply before January 2018, if you apply this year, first off, you might get started this year, which will give you a head start in your good resolutions, which hopefully you will take a good resolution to become fluent. Now you know how to do it. But also you will enjoy the old 2017 price of the program and not have to pay the upgraded 2018 price. So yeah, please, if you're interested, check it out. If you're interested in just checking out the worksheet and see how it works, the worksheet is written so that you can use it on your own. So even if you would decide to not join the program or not apply for the program to do it with me, the program, by the way, is for students who have already studied some French. You don't need to have a very high level, For example, if you would have had French in school and you would have forgotten everything, that would still be enough. So generally I say that you need to have roughly A2 to apply. But if you don't know what that means, you can just like fill the application form, and so far I have never turned on anyone for level is too low. So if you think you can do it, you're probably good to go. And generally all the students I have are already way higher. I have a level way higher to A2. So if you have studied French before and you would like to finally become fluent, this is the program that you need. And if you want to take a look at the worksheet for free, entirely for free, I give you the link. I will add it. I'm sorry I didn't put it before. I didn't know that so many people would be watching. But I will give you the link for this, and you can just download it and grab it for yourself, read it, and start working on it. And yes, thank you to the people who are committed. Thank you, Janet, who says great advice about recognizing what languages you are likely to need in real life. I'm happy you like it. I'm really happy to be helpful for you. And Sheilan is asking, what program is this? Sheilan is my one-on-one coaching program. It's called the Fast Road to Fluency. I will put the link in the description after this live is over. I will also reply to your comment because I can't do both at once, but I will give you the link and you can check it out. I will also give you the link to this worksheet. If anyone has another question, I'm happy to hang out with you a bit longer. And if not, I will finish it off. Welcome, Sheilan. I'm happy to help you. Yeah, I'm just checking my list to see if there's something else I wanted to tell you. No, I think that's it. The takeaway is that the 80-20 principle is really helpful for everything and also for learning French and becoming fluent. So I hope you grab it, start applying it. Grab this worksheet. I'm not going to quote the URL because I don't think it's correct. I will give you the link and you can grab it. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. It's been really cool hanging out with you. I'm really happy to be live with you on Sunday, and I'm really happy that the phone ending working and that I could do this live. You guys rock. You're awesome. I appreciate you so much for hanging with me and taking time to be with me, and I will see you very soon. Bye. Have a good week, and don't forget, keep learning.